I wanted to know basically how to control excitement. If you could give me as easy or a simple way which I can follow, that would be really great.
We can do that if we just have you shot. After that you'll be cold and unexciting. Why do you want to control excitement? I want you to be in a state of excitement all the time. Your problem is, because see, people have been telling you this, if you're too happy, sadness will follow. Do you understand? They've been saying this traditionally. So you're laughing too much, so tomorrow you will cry. This observation has come because you are not functioning from your awareness. You are cyclical in your nature. If you become too much laughing today, tomorrow you will cry because it keeps happening for people. For many people it's true, for a lot of people it is true. It is from that context you are saying, don't want excitement because excitement leads to trouble, isn't it? If you can be blissful and always in a state of excitement, is it not nice? I am always excited about everything. There's nothing that doesn't excite me.
That's why I'm asking question to you, Swamiji.
So I'm saying, why do you want to kill the excitement? Now, you must bring the necessary balance that excitement doesn't lead to disaster, isn't it? Excitement means life is happening more intensely, isn't it? Always it must be happening at maximum intensity. But now you should create the necessary balance so that your excitement doesn't lead to disastrous situations within you. So, ask for the right thing. You need the necessary balance. Not to kill life. Because if you live life, something may happen. If you live life, something may happen. So the best thing is to fall dead. That's the logic you're going right now. Is that the answer? No. If you live life, injury may happen, tragedy may happen, so best thing is fall dead right now so that nothing happens to you. That's definitely 100% insurance. But that's not the way, isn't it? You want to be alive, exuberantly alive, and still maintain the balance. You're half alive and you're peaceful, it doesn't mean anything. You're exuberantly alive and still you're peaceful. This is beautiful, this is fantastic. Or you're exuberant and once in a way you lose your balance, that's still okay with me. But you're dead and peaceful, it doesn't mean anything to me. Nor does it mean anything to life, isn't it? The idea of coming here is to live, isn't it? Is that so? The idea that we are existing here is to experience life as intensely and as deeply as it's possible. Everything that you're doing is only for that. But because of your fear of disaster, you're killing yourself and keeping yourself half alive. That's not the answer, that's not a solution at all. So, how not to be excited is not the question. How not to make excitement into your disaster? You must earn the necessary balance within you. Everything that we are doing is only in that direction. Are you a little more balanced than what you were 5 days ago? Such a short period. 5, 6 days is not a big amount of time. But are you a little more balanced? You just stick to the practice, I'm telling you. In 6 months' time, look at the kind of balance you have within you. You will stand apart in any group of people. That kind of inner balance will be there, definitely.
What should you do to be enlightened? Now once again, enlightenment is not an achievement. Enlightenment is not going to the peak. Enlightenment is a homecoming. You come back to your original nature. Right now, you have identified yourself with many things that you are not, isn't it? Now, we were looking at this yesterday. What you call as my body is an accumulation that you slowly gathered, isn't it? When you were born, you were only so much, now you are so much. Why? You gathered your body slowly, accumulation. What you call as your mind is accumulation. Everything that you know around you is accumulation, isn't it? That means you are deeply, deeply identified with things that you are not. A piece of earth you picked up and made body out of it. But that piece of earth, you're so deeply identified, you believe it is you. Till you fall dead, you go on believing this, isn't it? Isn't it so? So right now, you have gotten distorted vision. If you stop your distortions and come back to your original nature, that's enlightenment. What do I have to do? There is really nothing to do. If you don't do anything, it will happen. But right now you have gotten into a mental state that there is no way you can do nothing. All the time you are out doing something. You think if you don't do anything, something will happen. Yes, it will happen, something fantastic will happen, but you have not allowed yourself in that state for a moment. So, to bring you to that state where you can do nothing, we will have to make you do many things. Otherwise, you won't sit in one place, isn't it? If you simply sit here and don't do anything, either with your body or with your mind or with your emotions, the reality of the existence will burst forth within you, nobody to stop it. It is just that you are constantly on. You have become such a slave of your mind. Endlessly it's going on. You can't stop it, you can't hold it, you can't do anything about it. Because once you get into the trap of the mind, it just goes on endlessly. It has its own momentum, you don't have to do anything about it. One day if you rev it up and leave it, it can go on for many years, picking up more and more momentum. It doesn't need your assistance anymore, isn't it so? Do you see this happening? People who are reasonably happy in the world are those people who got a little break from the nonsense in their head, that's all. They are not all the time like that. Some moments, they are not so messed up, so they are okay. If you don't mess yourself up, if you simply be here, you are enlightened. But you can't keep your hands off it all the time, it's on it. So slowly with yoga, all these postures, will tie your hands up in such a way that you can't mess with it, because you're in a posture. Somehow, we'll do it to you somehow.
Sadhguru, you have talked of how a seed has to go through the pain of losing its safety.
I'm sorry, please. The seed has to go through the pain of…
losing its safety, its shield, how it has to become vulnerable in order to sprout. Until the sprouting happens, do seekers have to live their lives in increased states of fragility and vulnerability? Isn't that particularly hard on them?
The seed, in making itself vulnerable, is not forsaking safety. its only safety is in sprouting, growing and multiplying. That's the only safety. If you do not know this, you already know this definitely, but in case you do not know it, the more insecure a particular population on the planet feels, the more they will reproduce. You know this? The poorer societies on the planet always have a higher rate of reproduction than the more affluent classes on the planet, because there is a certain insecurity about their existence. So, the safety lies not in remaining a seed, the safety lies in sprouting, growing and multiplying. So you are not forsaking your safety by becoming vulnerable or by becoming available to change. Once a man came and told his friend, long time ago, I was an invalid. His friend asked, what's your problem? What do you mean you were an invalid? No, till I was 1 year of age, I was an invalid, I was crawling. Your childhood, or even before that, is like being a seed. If you did not sprout and grow, would you be safer? You would be an invalid. I know these days it's become fashionable for people to claim, I am like a child. Even the so-called spiritual people are going about claiming, I am a child. If you say, I am a child, don't think it is some celebrated status. When you say, I am a child, you are saying, I did not grow up. Let us say, your body has grown, so we cannot take that as an example. Let us say your mind remained stagnant from the age of 3, how you were, it remained at the same place, only your body became the way it has become. So what are we supposed to call you, spiritual? So there is no safety in stagnation. A seed is meaningful only for a certain span of time, but seed is a stagnation. Seed is life, potential life, very important, but it is a state of stagnation. If you try to keep anything in a state of stagnation, for sure you will lose it. The only safety is to make it grow. The only safety is to make it sprout and prosper. Whether it's your body or your mind or your life, the only safety is in making it happen, not in trying to preserve it. Try this with your body and see. Many of you have tried, haven't you? Because you want to live for a long time, from tomorrow eat all the best food and save it, don't use it. If you want, we can provide you a coffin, because anyway you will need it very soon. Try to save it. There is no safety in trying to save it, that's not the way life is made. The only way to save it is to use it. So the only way a seed can be safe is for it to sprout and become a plant and a tree. That is the only way there is safety for the seed. In stagnation, there is no safety. But your mind would speak otherwise. Your mind would always say, a seed is safe because generally it's in a hard case. and it looks more solid, more preservable. A plant is out there, vulnerable. Anybody can stamp on it, any animal can grab it and eat it up. But that's not how life happens. A young boy came home one day and told his father, "Daddy, I have some good news for you." The father asked, "What's the good news?" The boy said, "You know, I took the math test." He said, "Yes, what happened?" "You said, if I pass the math test, you are going to give me 2,000 rupees. The good news is, you saved 2,000 rupees." That's not safety. I don't have to tell you that we are mortal because you're soldiers, you always are conscious about this. But we are like tiny specks of dust in this universe. Many like you and me have come and gone, not a trace of them anywhere. But only a few we remember. We only remember those people who hardly did anything. But they were of a certain kind. Right from ancient times, well, we remember Shiva, he did nothing. He sat still or he danced, crazy man. But we remember him. We remember various yogis and saints and sages who did nothing. Nothing much in the world compared to the business people of the time, the kings of the time, the soldiers of the time, nothing much. But we remember them because their imprint on the planet is bigger than anybody else. This imprint happens not because they're trying to leave a footprint. Those who try to leave a footprint on the planet, they will never fly. If you want to leave a footprint, obviously you're not going to fly. Suppose among the 100 of you who are leaving strong footprints with your boots, suppose one of you flew across the border, just like that, not in an airplane, just like that. That one man you're going to remember forever, isn't it so? Because he transcended limitations that are supposed to be human. That's what needs to happen to every life. In some way, we must transcend the limitations of what we think are the limitations of being human. Just look at this today. If you utter the word human, people will only say, "Oh, I am only human." This means they're always using the word human with reference to their limitations. "I'm only human." Very rarely you saw anybody saying, "I'm human," not referring to the immensity of being human, always referring to the limitations of being human. What yoga means is, the word yoga means union. Union means there is you, and if you look at it in a limited perspective, there is you and the other. But if you look at it in the larger perspective, there is you and the universe. You versus the universe. See, this is where the border is, not there. This is where the border is, me and the rest of the universe. Here there is a border. If you cross this border successfully, then we say you are a yogi, you become one with everything. If you do not cross this border, you will have to always guard it, which you know is very odorous. So when you realize this and you consciously cross the border, then you are referred to as a yogi. If you are able to cross the border, suddenly you will not refer to the human being. The word human will not come out of your mouth anymore, referring to the limitations. You will talk about human, referring to the immensity of being human. Because once you cross the border, the whole world is yours. So, you must guard the borders of the nation. This border, you must tear it open. This is why you are here, to do some yoga. Means, to open up this border, this need not be guarded. That border, unfortunately, we have to guard because people still in this world have not matured enough to live without a border. We have not matured to that place where nations can live without border. So, coming together is still far away. Lot of maturity needs to happen. I don't believe it'll happen in our lifetime. So, you have to guard the border. That's the only way. And you were saying the peaceful, wonderful yoga center? We are living very peacefully, wonderfully, because all of you are standing there on the border. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here peacefully, wonderfully. Thank you very much for being here. She said, "I hear that monks are looking for shelter in many homes. Why don't you come and stay in my house?" Gautama said, "If she's inviting you with so much affection, you must go stay there." Then people saw, "See, he's gone." Gautama, the Buddha, with a large group of his disciples who was continuously traveling, made a rule that during the monsoon season, those 2.5 months, you can stay in the same place. The rule for the sannyasis or the monks who were with him is you should never stay in any place for more than 2 days. Normally, the monks were sheltered in many homes, so this rule he passed, more than 2 nights you don't stay in one house because it will be too much of a burden for the host. They are housing 10 people, you don't stay there for a month. 2 days, it should have been 1 day. 2, because you have walked a long distance and come, bit of recovery time. But during the monsoon season, he said, up to 2 to 2.5 months you can stay in one place because walking through the jungles of that region during the monsoon season would be treacherous and many would lose their lives. So this is a time like that, they stayed in a large town and they were spread across in many homes. The monks went out to get their alms from the people. Ananda or Anandatirtha, as he was known, who happened to be Gautama's elder brother before his monkhood, went out and there was a courtesan or a prostitute in the town. She gave him alms, looked at him, a handsome young man, tall and straight. She said, "I hear that monks are looking for shelter in many homes. Why don't you come and stay in my house?" Ananda said, "I have no issue, but I must ask the Buddha as to where I should stay." Then she became really taunting. She said, "Oh, you're going to ask your guru? Go and ask him, let's see what he says." So Ananda brought what he had collected for the day. Gautama was sitting, he came and placed it at his feet, and everybody is supposed to find food and shelter wherever they go. Ananda asked, "Like this lady is inviting me, can I stay there?" Gautama said, if she's inviting you with so much affection, you must go stay there. The townspeople who were sitting here, they said, what? A monk is going to go and stay in a prostitute's home? This is it. This spiritual process has become corrupt. Gautama looked at them and said, why are you so worried? The lady is inviting him. Let him stay, what is the problem? They all started getting up and started shouting. He said, wait, I am on this path because I see this is the most powerful way to live. Now you're telling me her ways are more powerful than my ways. If that is the truth, I will also go and join her. I'm here because I see this is the most precious and powerful way to exist. If you think her ways are better than mine, I should also go and join. Because if you're a true seeker, that's how it should be. If you found something much higher, you go for that. Then people shouted and many of them, of course, leave. Then Ananda went and stayed with her. Monsoon time, because of rains it gets cold, monk is wearing a thin habit. So she gave him a nice silk wrap. He covered himself. Then people saw, see, he's gone. She made nice cooking and gave it to him, he ate. Then in the evening she danced for him. He sat, watching very carefully, with utmost attention. Then when they heard the music, this is it, finished. Things went on. When the time was up, when the rain stopped, when it's time to move, Ananda came to Gautama along with a female monk. So, the power of being on the path of truth has been there, but has been many times at its height, but never got mainstreamed. I see that today, because of our ability to communicate, because of the tools of technology, the natural longing, the innate longing in a human being to find truth, this is not a thought thing. This is not something that been taught to people that you must seek truth. It is natural for human intelligence to seek what is highest. If you are given an option, any human being, given an option, either to be here or there, he will always say, I want to be there. Right now he may be caught up here, but aspiration is to go to whatever is the highest. It is just that we have to show him that there are better highs than getting drunk, there are better highs than drugs, there are better highs than being caught up in social drama, there are better highs than being better than someone else. We just have to show it to him, we have to make him understand there is a better high. Forever, many sages, saints, yogis, gurus have been doing this, but as I said, they were gentle people. They didn't have a voice like me. They didn't have a microphone. They didn't have tools with which they could speak to somebody there. They could only speak to people here. In spite of that, they did tremendous things. For their times, many of them did tremendous things out of sheer grace and energy. Millions of people around them, they transformed. Millions of people around them, they put them on the path of truth, on the power of truth. But a time has come where our ability to communicate is such, we can make truth slip through every door. We can make truth knock on everybody's minds and hearts. Never before this was possible. Technology has rendered us to this place. I feel this is the best age ever to make truth mainstream, to be truthful, to aspire for truth, to seek truth, the main force on the planet, because we have tools that nobody ever had. It once happened that Shankaran Pillai joined the United States Navy. And quickly he rose through the ranks and became an admiral. And he was captaining a large battleship. So, once you are a captain of a battleship, you cannot simply be like He was also like that He was playing his part well. Then he saw on a very foggy night, he saw a dim light. Then he radioed out loud and said, "Whoever you are, move 10 degrees east." Then the reply came back, "Whoever you may be, please move 10 degrees west." Then Shankaran Pillai puffed up. "How dare you move 10 degrees east now?" From the other side, a gentle voice came and said, "Please move 10 degrees west right now." Then Shankaran Pillai screamed into the microphone, "Do you know who I am? I'm a battleship." From the other side, the voice came, "I am a lighthouse, it's your call." When you die, if you die here, we'll just plant a tree. We're not going to build a monument for you. We'll just plant a tree, but somewhere else you die, they may put a monument for you. It's all right. But when you're alive, you should not act like a fixed monument You must be flexible, willing to dissolve, malleable. Malleability is important. Otherwise, how to work with monuments? You can change the shape of the monument, but still it's a fixed shape. You may be like this, I'll make you like this, but what's the point? Instead of this, you become this. Same thing, in a different way. So, it's time it's time to understand all the problems of individual nature are generated from within. And we don't have to solve problems that we create, we just have to dissolve. Oh, problems that you create, you don't have to solve. If there is a problem in the situation, yes, we have to solve. But you have a problem within you, solution is not what you need, solution is madness. Solution means, for an illusion, you're creating an illusory solution, something that you make up. For that, you create one more solution that you made up once again. No, you just have to turn off the problems. You're going through a certain drama, only thing is you're a lousy director. That's all there is. Instead of improving your direction, now you're trying to find a solution for a situation in a drama.
It's like people watch a cinema and come home and they have big arguments about what happened there. So, the thoughts and emotions that you create, you don't have to find any solution for it. If you just turn it off, it's gone. If you find solution, you moving towards insanity. Because you create a ghost and you create a ghostbuster. The ghosts that you create, you must learn to play with them. Hello? I'm saying if nobody willing to play with you, you have to play with somebody, right? So the ghosts you create, if you like them, you play with them. If you don't like them, turn them off. But Sadhguru, they keep coming. You don't play. Don't like to play with them, don't play. They come and go. Never it ever happened that one thought remained for more than a moment, isn't it? It comes and goes, comes and goes. Let it come and go. If you try to find a solution for that, you will head towards insanity. And you will start thinking you are Sigmund Freud's progeny.
Now, I won't go into all of this. Astrology. What is it that you're trying to do? You're trying to look at the positions of the planet and make certain predictions, right? I want you to understand, most of the time, people who make good predictions are people who, tell you about the past very clearly, or some people tell you tomorrow what's going to happen very clearly. They're not doing it looking at the planets, they're doing it looking at you. A certain intuitiveness is there in a certain person, he says. Instead of teaching this yoga, if I sit in Chennai and just predict people's future, I will tell you in the next 10 years exactly what will happen in your life. Within 3 days, I will have a reputation that half the Chennai will be standing in queue. Very easily I can do that. But in the yoga center also there are people who have been into so much sadhana, they can do such things. If they ever do such things, I will finish them. We won't let them go on with that nonsense. We'll immediately chuck them out of the place. Because by predicting somebody's future, you don't alter the quality of his life in any way. You don't bring any kind of true well-being. It is just, you're getting him into more and more ignorance, isn't it? Now if you have the power to know your tomorrow, you will only become more ignorant, more egoistic, more stupid, more harmful. You go by the normal rules, it's okay, you don't have to know what's tomorrow. You are made like this right now, the quality of your life and your own way of being is such, if you know tomorrow today, you will not participate in today, isn't it? Yes or no? Suppose I tell you, whatever you do, you're not going to die. You will do irresponsible things in the world. Or if I tell you tomorrow morning anyway you will die, now you won't participate in today, isn't it? So, you should not know the future. It's not necessary for you to know the future. Can somebody predict? Yes, sometimes. But that's not 100%. It's never 100%. Every object has a certain influence on you. See, right now this vessel, because of its shape and its material, it has a certain influence. It has a certain vibration emanating from it. If I allow this vessel to influence me, I keep him next to me because he's quite a good friend. I'm not keeping a plastic pot because I don't like the things that he says. I keep this one because, he's saying pleasant things. I am always in good company, please see. But now if I allow this vessel to influence me too much, slowly I will become like a vessel. This will happen to you. Many people have become like vessels, isn't it? Haven't they? They will let things influence them so deeply, they will become like that. No, I won't let this copper vessel to influence me. But being in my company, he is so influenced. You will see, you take another copper vessel, you give me anything. Right now you give me any object. Just give it to me for 20 seconds. I'll hold it in my hand and give it back to you. It will be different. If you're sensitive, you can feel it is distinctly different. So, the question is just this, will you allow objects to influence you or will you influence the objects? Something else. The planets definitely are large objects, so they have certain vibrations, they have some influences on everything around them. If they're close to this planet, yes. Do you know, on Paurnami and Amavasya days, full moon day and new moon day days, people who are little mentally disturbed or imbalanced become much more imbalanced. Yes? Even the ocean is going crazy, isn't it? Do you all go crazy? Twice a month? Some of you are not saying anything. Okay. Twice a month if you're going crazy, you would have observed. Anyway, please ask your family, they will tell you. Now, compared to that person who has an imbalanced mind, you are much more stable, much more established. Wherever the moon goes, you don't go crazy. If you're much more established, wherever any planet goes, you don't go crazy, that's all. The purpose of your life, the destiny of your life is fixed by you and nothing else but you. Yes, everything has an influence, but what you make out of that influence is still yours, isn't it? But if you're going to be pushed around by inanimate objects, yes, you can be pushed around. To that extent it is true. I am saying, when the divine is functioning within you, when the creator is functioning within you, why are you allowing inanimate things to influence your life? If you allow this dimension to flower in you, you will see life happens fantastic. Let the stars go anywhere, let the planets go anywhere, you will go only where you want to go. You want to go where you want to go? Or you want to be pushed around by inanimate objects? You must decide that. Now, they're writing it in horoscope and giving it to you how you're going to live. Please tell me, if there is an intelligent person in this room, can you predict what he will do the next moment? He may do something that nobody has ever done, isn't it? If there is a fool here, if you look at him, you can say, okay, this is how you will live. If they have to write it on paper and give you that this is the way you will live, what to do? That means you're refusing to use your intelligence, isn't it?
It is time, one thing that you do, one thing that everybody who considers themselves some kind of sadhaka or a seeker, one thing that you must do to yourself is, you are absolutely truthful to yourself. If you're also truthful to everybody around you, you will get other kinds of benefits with people. But I will not go that far right now. With yourself, you are 100% truthful. Otherwise, all kinds of tricks keep happening. To be truthful to yourself is not an easy thing because there is lifetimes of habit of simply bullshitting yourself. And of course, you've gone through much religious training, many of you. So you have a very sophisticated way of bullshitting yourself. And you have got it endorsed by certain authorities. Hello? It is endorsed that this bullshit is good. A guest came to Shankaran Pillai's house. And being a South Indian man, down south, you know, Pillais come from further down south. He was carrying an umbrella, which is a common thing. In Kerala and southern Tamil Nadu, to carry an umbrella is a very common thing because rains can be very heavy. Then they walked out, he took the guest out, then it started raining. But Shankaran Pillai did not open the umbrella. The guest said, "Why don't you open the umbrella?" Shankaran Pillai said, "I'm sorry, the umbrella is full of holes." Then the guest asked, "Why did you bring it?" "Well, I never thought it'll rain today." A whole lot of people are like this. They think somebody else has to catch their lice. This will take a long time because someone else catching your lice will take lifetimes. You must catch them. You should not let your chickens pass. To become 100% straight with yourself, it'll take a certain amount of application. But if this one thing you do, asatoma sadgamaya, this piece of life will work for sure, 100%. Then figuring out a few things is very simple. For that I am there. If you just fix this one thing, that you're 100% straight, no any kind of deception. When there's a hole in the umbrella, you know there is a hole in the umbrella. You will never forget that there is a hole in the umbrella, okay? If you are like this, rest of the work becomes very simple and easy.